It's a new world, a smaller world, a world that defies national borders and geographic boundaries. Unprecedented changes in technology have revolutionized the way we relate, the way we live, and the way our organizations do business. These changes are altering the landscape of the global marketplace in a myriad of ways. But innovation also brings inherent risks, risks that the pioneers of internal audit never could have envisioned. And yet, our stakeholders demand and deserve assurance from their internal auditors, assurance that is often easier sought than delivered. To meet the challenge, internal audit as a profession also must evolve and stay a step ahead to better serve its stakeholders.
Hi there, I'm Anton Van Wyk. It is a great honor and privilege for me to represent and speak for over 180,000 internal auditors from around the world as the Institute of Internal Auditors 2014-15 Global Chairman. I'm also very proud to say that I'm the first South African, and in fact first African, to be the Global Chairman. As I consider the many changes occurring worldwide and think about how they affect the internal audit profession, it comes as no surprise that there are gaps to fill. Gaps in credibility, in connectivity, in competency, and also in communication. This is why I chose Mind the Gap as my theme for 2014-2015. Throughout my year as Chairman, it will be my intention to address the gaps to focus on the opportunities that will help internal auditors overcome the obstacles towards becoming better prepared, better informed, and fully engaged with their stakeholders. I hope to provide ideas, insights, encouragement, and the impetus to mind the gap. I hope to inspire action and foster greater collaboration and change, resulting in a stronger, more recognized profession. Minding the gaps in credibility, connectivity, competency, and communication. Let's examine these areas one by one. Credibility. What is required for an internal audit activity to have credibility? First and foremost, internal auditors must fully grasp the business of the organization and of their audit customers. A high-level understanding of the business empowers the internal auditor to think and to act strategically. Only when the gap in understanding is filled will the internal auditor be equipped to think and act strategically and be empowered to focus on and address critical risks and issues. Although the idea of understanding the business might sound somewhat simplistic, it is essential. To be viewed by the organization and its stakeholders as a credible, value-adding management function, the internal audit activity must have and demonstrate an in-depth understanding of the business. Armed with this knowledge and the credibility it garners, an internal auditor is well positioned to evaluate challenges and uncertainties. And as the organization advances its strategy, the internal auditor will be poised to better identify potential risks to success and sustainability. The second gap is one of connectivity. Internal auditors should consider the limitless opportunities for connectivity through the many options and resources provided by today's rich reservoir of technology. By leveraging the vast array of technological capabilities that were unheard of just a few years ago, today's internal audit professionals can significantly enhance their efficiency and effectiveness. And by leveraging the organization's risk management and compliance functions, the internal audit activity can significantly enhance and extend its value. Value is the key word here. To fill the connectivity gap, we must have access to the talent and expertise necessary to achieve and live up to our value proposition. This requires us to provide assurance in governance, risk, and internal control, to offer insights as a result of our analyses and assessments, and to model objectivity while demonstrating integrity, accountability, and independence. The third gap relates to internal audit competency. What will it take to mind the competency gap? An ongoing commitment to quality improvement and assurance is critical, as is a focus on innovative practices and cost-effective services, and the strategic alignment of resources. For the competency gap to be filled, the internal audit function must make sure its own value proposition is in alignment with stakeholders' expectations. In other words, it's essential to know exactly what is expected of internal audit And only then can we develop an approach and a plan to meet those expectations head on. The fourth gap has to do with communication, one of the most important attributes of a competent and successful internal auditor. To mind the gap between what's delivered and what's expected, chief audit executives must be proficient in engaging and managing stakeholder relationships. They must build trust through ongoing dialogue and the delivery of good advice that is based upon best practices. And they must display a client service mindset while telling the story in simple, understandable language. We as internal audit professionals must be able to articulate how our audit approach links to the organization's business model, its strategy, and the risk landscape. If we're going to become all that we can be, this is non-negotiable. We need to be better informed, better engaged, communicate for the long run.
Chairman Van Wyk's commitment to and focus on credibility, connectivity, competency, and communication sets the stage for the IIA's work throughout the coming year. However, filling these gaps will require the combined efforts of internal audit professionals and IIA institutes around the globe.
As I look toward my year as your global chairman, I'm grateful for and humbled by the trust you have placed in me. I'm filled with anticipation and excitement just considering the potential for our profession and the possibilities for internal auditors on a global scale. I hope you will join me in this journey, a value journey, so that together we will mind the gap.